Yes, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Effective podcast. I think we're on number 5 now that I've at least done. And today we have a very special guest that I actually didn't even meet that long ago. I only met him like 5-10 minutes ago. Everybody, please welcome Sam Shaban. Sam, I actually hope I said your last name right just now.
Yeah, it's Shaban, but yeah, nearly
Shaban,
there.
okay. You got the little like Shaban, Shazam, all that. But yeah, mate. Good to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, good to meet you too, bro. I'm good, thank you, man. You?
Yeah, really good, really good. It's December over here now. Well, as it is everywhere, but it's funny. It was like, well, we use Fahrenheit in America, and it's like
Yeah,
60 degrees outside. I don't know how that translates to Celsius, but it's like proper warm.
yeah.
Um,
It's cold here, man. It's cold in the UK.
Yeah, I've seen the weather and that. I'm getting it's not in sight, but I've got my kit for the match today. Arsenal, Manchester United.
Oh yeah,
Um, big one, big one. And yeah, no, listen. So I'm really excited for this one because you have a really wide spectrum of experience playing professionally in a couple of different countries, and you even came up in something a lot of people want to come up in, which is youth academy, a professional youth academy
yeah,
over at Watford. So I kind of just I want you to take it away. Like, give us like kind of a summary, however short or long you want it to be,
yeah,
of how you started playing football to how you ended up playing abroad in a couple of different countries.
yeah. All right. So obviously, football, even ever since I was like 4 years old, it was just it was my passion from young. So I remember back at school, the teacher would ask me, what do you want to be when you're older? And I'm like, I want to be a professional footballer. And teachers are always like, but only 1% make it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
that 1%. I'm gonna be that 1%.
Yeah.
It was like, it was always like that was like my tunnel vision. It was my plan, and nothing was gonna stop me until I reached that goal. So it started off just like playing, locally when I was young, and then started from Sunday league, playing for the school team after that, and then I went into Watford academy. So from Watford Academy, I was there for a couple of years, and then you're there for like 2 years as a scholar. So like at the end of it, you get either a professional contract or you get released. So we had like all our academy players. Most of them got released. I think only one stayed on. So after that, it's tough to take at that age. And then I dropped into non-league after that. So when I went into non-league, it's a whole different ball game, man. So you
So
go
really
from,
quick, just
yeah,
just let me sorry, just for the
yeah.
people that don't know, because what is non-league?
So non-league is so you get the professional leagues in England. So that's the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, and then from the National League, it's non-league. So it's semi-professional really. So it's the National League, National South, Isthmian Premier League, Isthmian North, and etc. There's like loads of divisions.
Yep.
So yeah, that's basically non-league, and so I dropped into there, and the difference from academy football to non-league is huge, man. So that it was people don't see it because academy football, you're playing the technical, nice football, and then you go to non-league, and people are playing, they're smashing you. They're playing
Yeah.
to basically to feed their kids at home, So it's men's football, and it's a big change. So
Yep.
yeah,
Just really quick on the non-league, because and it's interesting because you do go from like obviously like Watford, like the academy. I don't know if you watch like what's his name? The cycling goalkeeper, Ben Foster.
Ben
His
Foster. Yeah, I've watched a couple of videos. Yeah,
So that's what comes in mind. Watford, yeah, like their first
yeah,
team in that. But like obviously the academy isn't gonna have that same experience, but it's gonna be similar in ways. But
yeah,
like you go from routines like that, where it's quite more organized,
yeah.
quite like good pitches, even like stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Organization to non-legal, where you're right, like it's like you go from playing under 15s, under 16s to anywhere between under 16s to under 30s, under like you got
exactly,
30-year
exactly. Yeah,
grown men there. And like you're right, with some of these people, it is kind of their way to like feed their families, or it's like their side money, and
mhm,
they do take it seriously. So and you've got other players who are just trying to, like you said, you have those divisions, trying to
Yeah.
work up the ladder, as they say.
Yeah.
And man, like how was that not like when you first got into non-league football,
Yeah.
after what happened at Watford, like how did you manage that mentally? Like what was your like frame of mind?
Yeah. So obviously at first, it's hard to take. But then you always, you have to go back and realize why you started playing football, and what like my goal I had. I always set a goal for myself from young. So I just thought to myself, okay, my journey is going to be different. I'm going to go through non-league, and then I'm going to work my way up again, and then I'm going to go get a professional contract from non-league. So yeah, mentally it was hard, but that's the side, which is so important. If you want to make it like far in this game, you have to be so mentally strong in this game of football. So it was just, really like put my head down, working hard, and then trying to, just make a name for myself in non-league.
That's interesting. Did you and I don't think people understand, like a lot of people might not understand. Like I know in National League in the
Yeah,
fifth division, it's I think you have National League North and National League South, if I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
mistaken. And then after that, I don't remember the exact like sponsor,
It's been
Vanarama,
Premier
Ismin.
League. Yeah,
You've got lots of different kind of leagues in essence at each step, or divisions, and that like
yeah.
all over England and the UK for that fact. Um, how did you, when you were in that phase where, like you said, you had to be mentally strong, mentally tough, did you like tap into people? Did you have friends or mates or other players that you knew that you like spoke and like got advice from, or was it like just a solo battle, like I'm in non-league now, this is what I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
do?
I think it was more my parents, like my family, because
Mm,
like I think they helped me as well a lot. It's like, when I was down, and they would like, they speak to me and tell me, remember why you started this. Like everyone's got their own journey, so it's more I'd say my parents. Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
got that's good, man. You got a support system. You got a
yeah,
good support
exactly.
system.
Yeah,
Because I
definitely.
know I know a lot of players who might be quite the opposite. Like where you said the thing with the teacher,
Yeah,
their parents are saying that. They're like 1%. Like why you keep kicking ball, man? Go like
yeah, exactly. Go be a
yeah, yeah,
doctor.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like like I've been like lucky enough to like speak to a lot of players in the past, and obviously had my own journey with like pursuing football and that. And like you see patterns and you see a lot of things, and
Yeah,
I love, like that's what I'm really like romantic about the whole like like the professional football journey. And
yeah,
it's I think it sets you up for life in ways as well that the teachers and the parents might not be able to see. Like what teachers and parents, or just people that don't believe in you, might see is like, oh, trying to become professional footballer and this and that. But what you're actually doing is, yeah, you're trying to do that, but you're learning discipline, you're learning the power of importance of habits, importance of like diet, nutrition, being
yeah,
fit. Your body fat percentage is probably lower than everybody that's telling you to stop, and you're like, I'm
exactly.
healthier than
You
you.
know,
Like,
you know.
so that's interesting. Now you went to non-league. How long did you play non-league football?
So I was there for around a year. So I
Okay.
was at a club called Farnborough, a good club in non-league, to be fair, like very good club in non-league. And at the time when I was playing for them, an agent saw me playing one day, and then got in contact with me. And from then he was like, "There's an opportunity for me to go and play professionally in Lithuania." Um, and obviously for myself, I'd never really heard, if, like I've heard of Lithuania, but I never really knew about the
Yeah,
football
yeah,
side of things and things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So for me, I was a bit skeptical at first, and then I thought, you know what, it's an opportunity. Like I'm gonna take this, and I always believe in coming out your comfort zone. Like if you want to achieve anything in life, you have to get out of your comfort zone. So for me, it was a case of, yeah, I'm gonna go there and sign my professional deal, but it's not gonna stop there. I'm gonna keep climbing the ladders. So yeah, so it was a crazy experience.
Well, that's interesting, the comfort zone thing.
Yeah,
Me and Nick talk about comfort zone all the time,
yeah.
and man, but how old were you when you did that?
I
Like
think I
when you
was
went to
like
Lithuania?
19. Yeah,
That's not that
19.
old, is it? It's
No,
not that
so
old. Like
you know,
in terms of like an actual adult, like that's not
yeah,
that old to just be going to another country.
yeah,
Which kind of ties into really what I want to get at. Like, how, bro? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where Lithuania is. I know it's in Europe.
yeah, yeah. It's
I
in Europe. Yeah,
yeah, I know it's Eastern Europe. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
Eastern Europe. I just don't like know much about Lithuania. How like how did you adapt to that? Like when you got there,
So
because I'm guessing different language,
yeah,
different
different
culture.
language, culture, everything. So when I got there and I stepped off the plane, it was around February time. I stepped off the plane and it was like minus 16 degrees. Yeah,
Oh my
I
days.
I thought to myself, oh my god, like where oh my god, what is going on here?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that that first like impression of Lithuania, I was like, oh my god, like can I do this? Like, is this what it's gonna be like?
yeah.
But then it was just about, again, going back to my mental side of things and knowing why I'm here, having that tunnel vision, and I'm here to push on in my career, to keep climbing up the ladders. So when I went there, yeah, it was a shock. It was a big shock, but adapting to like the language, like the barrier and the different culture. To be fair, they do speak like English. Like a lot of them speak English, so it
Yeah.
wasn't that difficult. And I had a few like Brazilian teammates and people like that. So otherwise, that was nice. That was nice and easy, like to settle in regarding language barrier. But it was just the weather and things like that. It hit me different.
Tell me about. I'm kind of curious, like about like this interesting one. Maybe because I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
But tell me about the food. Like, what actually? Where are you originally from? Where are you originally from?
Originally, my parents are from Iran, but
Yeah,
obviously I've been brought up in the UK. Yeah,
yeah. Whereabouts in the UK?
in the UK, so North Finchley, like London.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay. Like, oh, that's crazy. So, funny story, yeah. Me, Corby, and
yeah,
for the people that don't know Corby used to play for Bayern Munich's youth team, youth set
yeah,
up, and obviously he's building train effective as well. Me, him, and an in residence guest. We went to this There's a Pizza Hut in North Finchley, Sam. I don't know if you know about this Pizza Hut in North Finchley. It's like in this play. Oh man, it's it's right near Nando's as well. I don't know
yeah,
if you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah. I know
talking
it.
about.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And opposite is like the Hollywood Bowl, the bowling and the
yeah,
cinema.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. We ate Pizza Hut like there once with an in residence guest. This was back in 2017. I remember specifically because North Finchley, because we are the train effective like house was in it was in High Barnet, which you know
okay.
where that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I That's like my story about North Finchley, and I remember like they had a salad bar, and I didn't know this because in America you don't usually like eat in at Pizza Hut. Like you
Okay.
just take it to go. It's pizza. But
Yeah.
we ate salad. I ate at the salad bar like 10 times that night. It was mad. But
Yeah,
that's why I know North Finchley. Man, that's crazy. Northern
crazy.
Line.
Yeah, Northern exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm. So you went. So how? Like, tell me about that. Like and this is just like a little side tangent. Like the food difference. What was the food like in Lithuania? Because I kind of want to
Uh,
get educated.
to be fair, the food, like, it was more like because we had our own like specific diet and things like that. So it was more
Ah,
like,
okay.
we had our chickens, our fish, our steaks, and we had our carbs of our pasta and things like that. So it was more, football based diet,
Okay.
really. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well done. No, that's good that they had that. Um, and I wonder if I feel like it's different for each country. But so you did Lithuania, but then I would say, I mean, maybe you know better than me, but
Yeah.
you took a step up as well because you went to Cyprus, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me about that and kind of your again like your frame when you how that opportunity came about. Obviously you don't have to disclose anything you don't want to, but
Yeah.
kind of your step up to that.
Yeah. So obviously during my time in Lithuania, when I signed there, I signed for the second division team, and I finished like top goal scorer during that season. So I did really well, and I had a lot of clubs from the top league looking at me and things like that. And one of the teams that came in for me, they were in the Europa League qualifiers. So, so everything was done. Like I was about to go there and sign, and then I had like my kit number, and we was traveling to Hungary to play the Europa League qualifier. Like I think in 2 days' time. So then last minute, I don't know what happened, like with my agent and the club, and negotiations fell through. The deal didn't happen. So after that, I went back to England, and I was on trial with Oxford United in the League One. So I was there for around 4 weeks, and then did really well again. You know, after 4 weeks, there was like, yeah, offer on the table, everything's nearly done, and then and then this is where luck comes into it as well. In football, and you have to be at the right place at the right time. So that stage, then a new coach came in from Spain, and when he came in, he brought in a lot of his players from Spain. So that's when that opportunity fell through as well. So it was a case again, mentally, I was like, oh my God, like, setback after setback. But I want, people need to realize that setbacks are all part of the journey. Like you're gonna get it. It's about how you bounce back, to know, okay, cool, this one didn't happen. The next one, it's gonna happen. So then after that, my agent said, okay, opportunity to go to Cyprus. Deal was on the table. I went to Cyprus, and then the complete opposite to Lithuania, like hot, warm weather, beaches, pools, and it was just, it was a whole different experience.
That's funny because, like, man, the luck thing is really interesting because I think this is something that doesn't maybe get talked about like often. Maybe because it's not that, like, I don't know, shiny or sexy, but I think like a lot of stuff like that does happen where like a lot of like everything's going well, like you said, contract on the table. But I think people need to realize like how much like a new coach or a new manager sometimes just does impact, whether it's like a professional club like that, or even whether it's your local side.
Definitely.
Because like sometimes what people will do, and this is kind of what like I want to kind of correct this and maybe change a few people's perspectives, is a new coach might come in and maybe you are not the type of central midfielder that this new coach wants. It doesn't mean you're a bad central midfielder. Maybe he just wants like a really two-footed central midfielder, or maybe he just wants one that can really play on the left, or I don't know. And what happens is I think players start overthinking and like really getting down on themselves, and they can get to kind of a bad place. And it's like sometimes these things happen that are out of your control, and you have to understand like what's in my control, what can I control, because then I can correct it. And I give you a lot of credit, bro. Like I give you a lot of credit because I'm like, how I'm thinking is you go to Lithuania, you come back home, essentially home. You brought up in UK, well, you said League One side, was it?
League One. So
League
I
One
thought,
side,
close to home, it's
good
nice,
level, really good level. And like everything's on the table, literally. You've been there not a few days, you've been there weeks now, and everything's good. And then boom, it's just not, I'm not gonna say scrap, but it is scrapped essentially, right from you. And from there, I feel like that's such a sensitive time to like be like, like what do I do now? Like I'm done with football. Some people just be like, I'm done with football.
Like,
but
I had a few people telling me, oh, you know what, maybe it's just not meant to be. Like, just try something else. And honestly, that never crossed my mind once. Like, it was just always, I just said to myself, like, no, like I didn't come this far to only get this far, like so it was a case of, again, going back to the drawing board, going back, training hard. But the one thing I always say, like, if you don't have like self-belief, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will believe in you. So in the sense of like, different managers as well. So some managers, as you said, they might like you. Some managers prefer another player, but you always have to like believe in yourself. You have to know what you can do, because once you get that opportunity, you need to grab it with both hands. And then that manager there, he's gonna like you, and that's when your chance to that's your chance to climb the ladders.
Love that. Love that. And it's so true. I say love that
Yeah.
because it's so true, and
Yeah.
it's really true. I think a lot of people need to hear it. Sometimes it's, I don't know, bro. Like I'm big on like focusing on positives and like just focusing on positives and
Yeah.
like I said, what's in your control. So when you went to Cyprus
Mhm.
again, was there a big like I don't know. I know a little bit about Cyprus, but was
Yeah.
that like a culture shock, or did you fit in well over there, or
You
how
know
was
what?
that?
Yeah, do you know what? In Cyprus, I felt like home straight away because it's similar to the UK as well, and so it was at home straight away, and I fitted in really well. Obviously, I loved the weather, and everything was top notch. Like the training facility, the pitches, everything was really good. And so after training, for example, I would go training, and then I'd come back home, and my rest and recovery was chilling by the pool, going to the beach.
Yeah.
You couldn't go wrong really.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. And it's kind of like Cyprus. To be fair, I'd like to go to Cyprus. Like
Yeah,
it's just like it's kind of it's an island. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
yeah,
it's
it's
like
an island. Yeah, yeah,
it's right there off it's kind of off like it's weird. It's like southeastern Europe, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you
It's
got like it's the half is Turkish side, and then you got the Greek side.
yeah,
So yeah, so I was in
yeah.
the Greek side. Yeah,
Love that. Love that. Bro, no, I love that, bro. It's interesting because I feel like through this journey, you probably had moments where you could have like proper like given up.
yeah,
Um, I think one thing, and I'll actually relate this back to US soccer, as we call it. Um, in England, I guess that exit trial, yeah, like where you call it crunch time, where it's like either you get offered the professional deal or whatever
yeah,
to carry on with that team or that club, or you get released. And most players, when they do get released, sometimes they'll, other clubs might pick them up or whatever, or they might
yeah,
have like connections, whatever. But a lot of times they do fall into non-league. Here, I feel like similar to that is after high school, after age 18, usually players will go play in college in America. They'll play at university for whatever 4 years. Age
mhm,
21 comes and it's kind of that decision time. It's like, do you pursue it further, or is this like the end?
yeah,
And for most people, it is the end. And for the people that do pursue it, sometimes, like actually most of the time, the answer has to be like some sort of like connection or some sort of coach that can refer them or this and that.
yeah,
Um, those sensitive periods, like that period after college, after uni, where you're like, okay, what do I do now? That sensitive period where a player's like 15, 16 and that exit trial comes, what do I do now? What would you say to those players like, who essentially don't know what to do? They don't know whether to pursue it anymore or whether
mhm,
they should just like they say, get a normal job. What would you
yeah.
say to those players?
To be honest, I think it all depends on the player, man. Like if
Mm,
from my experiences, as you can tell, I've had a lot of setbacks. I've had a lot of people saying no, rejections, or just things it won't go. It's not going right. But remember why you started, man. Like remember how long you've been playing this sport, how the hours you're putting in on the training pitch. The hard work you're putting in, all the running you're doing, the gym sessions you're doing. Just remember all of that, and then just remember, like football is a game of highs and lows. It's not just like that. It's up and down, man. It's up and down. Like you're gonna have good moments, you're gonna have bad moments, but it's about how you bounce back during the bad moments, which is gonna make you as a player. Like I'll give you an example for my debut match in Cyprus, my first game for the club. I scored a goal to make us go 1-0 up, and then
come on.
the other team score, so it's 1-1 for most of the game. In the 80th minute, we get a penalty. So I pick up the ball, I take it, and the keeper saves it. So I'm thinking, oh no, like my first game, and I've just missed a penalty to basically win us the game.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes later, in the 90th minute, the ball gets crossed into the box, and it lands to me, and I shoot, and it goes in. So we win the game 2-1. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like that mental, like I could have easily gone, you know what? I don't want to get into that position no more because I'm scared of going to missing another chance. And that's what's going to separate you from the top players and just at a normal level. So don't be scared of making mistakes. Don't be scared of, you know, missing chances. That's all part of the journey. It's all part of football. And one thing my manager told me after the game as well, he said, "Do you know how I knew you were a good player?" I said, "How?" He said, "Not because you scored the 2 goals. It's because your reaction after that miss, that penalty miss, you know." And that's when I was like, wow. Like,
That's deep.
yeah.
No, that's deep. No, that it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I do like the last couple of years, like I do look at stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
um, uh, it's kind of sad actually. But I somebody so I'm an Arsenal fan, so like hardcore.
I'm a Man U fan, bro. We're going at it tonight.
Oh yeah, listen, big day, big day. But Aubameyang, yeah, I love this guy, but sometimes he does it's really interesting.
Yeah.
He will miss some of the easiest chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes he will miss some of the easiest chances. If he scored these sitters essentially, he
Yeah.
would bag 20 plus Premier League goals every season. Like he misses a lot of easy chances. Even the other day he did. It was right in front of the goal. He hit the post.
Yeah.
But I always look at him, how he reacts to them.
Mhm.
And I always look at players how they react to these just misses in general, or these crunch time moments where you should be doing better. How do they react? I remember one specific moment. It was the FA Cup. I think it was the semifinal. I'm pretty sure it was the semifinal in 2020. It was against Manchester City, and it was 0-0 in the beginning of the game. Bromance, they're elite. Yeah, we weren't really favored to win that game, but he essentially had this one-on-one cleared through. David Luiz played him in, and he just hit it right at the keeper. I was like, what the heck? And it was such a big chance. And I was like, how does it I was upset, but I looked at him how is he or but all he did was he just gave a thumbs up to David Luiz. I was like, that's interesting, because literally 2 minutes later he scored on this cross from Pepe, and I was like, you could really sulk and kind of defeat yourself, as Coach John Moses from Train Factor would say. You could defeat yourself in that moment, but it just seems like, for me, with him, he never lets that happen to himself.
No.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
Do you
Go
go? So do you you play? What position did you play?
Striker. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you? Man, it's so much. It's an interesting one, man, because you are. They rely on you, bro. You're the main man. You're meant to score the goals. So when you do miss chances, when you did miss chances in these big games, big matches, did you ever have a moment where you were kind of raw, I don't know what I don't know what to do, I should have
Yeah, of course. That goes through your head. So as soon as you miss, I'm thinking, oh wow, 9 times out of 10 I scored that's in the back of the net. And it plays on your mind. I'm not gonna lie, just for the next minute or whatever, and during the game I'm like, oh my god, I should have scored that. But the thing is, which I learned, you have to forget about it. Put it to the back of your mind. The next chance is literally, it could be 5 minutes away. You have to be ready for that next chance. And that's what it is with football, really, man. So it's just about being ready for the next one. Mistakes happen. You're gonna miss. Messi misses. Ronaldo misses. It's part of football. But if you let it get to you, then the next chance that comes, you're not gonna be ready for it, and then you might miss again. So put it to the back of your mind. Look forward. The next chance you get, you'll score.
I don't know if you remember this. How old are you?
How old am I now?
Yeah.
26.
Okay, I'm 24, so you probably remember this. But in 2011, Fernando Torres, he had this miss against you guys, actually, against Man United.
Okay, when he took it around the keeper.
He went around the keeper and he missed. And I remember after that, he did not recover from that for months. And to be fair, it could be for a bunch of reasons, who knows? But after that, he did not play well. He was not scoring or anything for a decent amount of time, at least on a consistent basis. And I think that kind of I'm not gonna say that was the start, but it did kind of pique people's interest into how people kind of come back from setbacks and not rejection, but like, bro, like a miss like that in that game, and
Yeah.
especially because it's such an easy miss, and at that level, you have like every which like information, which direction, just people
Yeah.
coming at you all the time.
Hmm.
It was really interesting to see that. So, I mean, even what you said just now, where like you'd miss something, but you tell yourself
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I score
Yeah.
that.
You score
That's
that. Yeah.
that's actually like an elite mentality because you're essentially telling yourself almost subconsciously, like, I'm gonna score the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly. And I
that's
think that's the most important thing. You have to tell yourself the next chance you're getting, you're scoring. Because if you're thinking, oh, the next chance I'm getting, am I going to score? Am I not? You're going to miss. I promise you, you'll miss. It's about that mindset. You have to just tell yourself, the next one I'm getting, I'm scoring. And don't be scared of getting in them positions again to get them chances. Because I think some players, they'll miss a couple of chances and they'll be scared to get in their positions again in case the ball drops to them. And don't be scared of getting in them positions. At the end of the day, everyone misses. Just that's one thing I learned. Like playing football all these years, I've missed a lot of chances, but it's always the next one I'm going to score. The next one I'm going to score.
so. But like, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. But like that, how did you get that confident? Like, how did you build this confidence?
I think it comes down to your self belief and that it comes from within. In training as well. So in training, let's say for example, I haven't had a great game. I've missed a few chances. I might have scored one, but I've missed 3 chances or whatever. In training after the session, I'm staying back with the keeper, repetition,
Mm.
shooting. Different scenarios on my left foot, on my right foot, taking penalties. It's just once you get that repetition, when you're in a game, it just becomes second nature. In this position, I did this in training the other day. Bang, goal.
So is you've probably heard the quote, repetition is the mother of skill.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you've seen this TED talk, man. There's this TED talk literally on confidence, and you've kind of mirrored what this guy said.
Yeah.
It was actually a coach for some university in America, and like he talks about self confidence as a skill, and literally he spoke about this goalkeeper who,
Mm.
he like every ball that would like get shot at him in a game, he'd parry it away.
Yeah.
Like he would never be able to catch. So over the summer, he would like every day like catch 100 or 200 balls or whatever, and he came back, hands were calloused, and like he could just catch everything, and that's how he developed his confidence. So I love that. I love that you had kind of. I love your mentality. If that makes it, like I
Yeah.
love your mentality because I think it's it's not like it's a winning mentality, but
Yeah.
the kind of to me it's kind of like a lethal, like an assassin type mentality where it's
Yeah.
like this isn't just football for you.
Mm.
Like for me, I get the sense like that mentality isn't just football for you.
Yeah, you're right. Because
That mentality, yeah, bro, because I can get the sense like it's you've internalized it. You've internalized it to now it's going to translate to other areas of your life. You were
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, so you're right. Like you're spot on because I could be playing table tennis with my brother. I could be playing FIFA, but I'm not losing that game. Like I'm winning. And
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
when I was younger, for example, I would let's say I was playing I don't know table tennis or whatever, and if I kept losing, I wouldn't stop playing until I won. Like
Yeah.
that was like installed in me, and I just think that's why when I say it comes from within, it's something that's inside you, and I've just always been like just how I was and how I am even now.
Oh, damn. And that I think. Do you think that's carried you through? Like that? Do you think that's what carried you through from Watford, non-league,
Yeah,
Lithuania, Cyprus?
yeah, bro. If I didn't have that, I would have probably all the setbacks I got, I would have probably quit 10 years ago.
Jeez.
Like 8 years ago, because that's when that's why I say how important it is to be mentally strong in this game, and just having that self belief is so important because if you like I mentioned it earlier, but like if you don't believe in yourself, the scouts are not going to believe in you, your coaches are not going to believe in you, the
Yeah.
players around you are not going to believe in you. So yeah, it just comes from within.
Do you think and this is an interesting one, do you think people can see when you don't believe in yourself? Because I have an opinion on this, but I want to hear yours first.
100%, 100%. it's so obvious. Like you can tell from someone's the way that they carry themselves, their aura, what they do, like on a football pitch. Like if I'm watching a game, I can tell a confident player and a player that's lacking in confidence. Like it's really easy to spot. So yeah, you can 100% tell.
So that's interesting because for me, I don't know if you're like this. You probably are because like I think this comes with maybe experience. Like
Yeah,
I usually like and if you like sit us down or sit me down, yeah, in a room or in a like changing room,
yeah,
you have like each player individually come in.
yeah,
You can kind of probably tell if this makes sense. You can probably tell who like who's got or who's like a player. Sometimes it's just like demeanor. Sometimes it's just I don't know if it's physiology. I think like
mm,
you said the word aura.
yeah,
Um and like usually when I'm like like observing something like this, I'm usually right where you get to the pitch and some players just like kind of carry themselves differently and usually are better players in general
yeah,
versus the more I'm not gonna say timid because I guess you can be like more reserved as well, but
yeah. Of course.
you can tell like and coaches can tell and scouts can tell
That's,
like if you're on the pitch just going like this and like kind of slouching after a mistake or
yeah,
a bad pass, they're gonna be like, raw, if he's doing that right now after a bad 5 yard pass,
yeah.
how can we trust him in a full 90-minute match?
Exactly.
Et cetera, et cetera. So I think
Like
stuff like that
we
are
have,
really important.
I think it's a switch. So like you can be quiet off the pitch, but when you step on that pitch, it's a switch, man. Like you have to go for it. Like I see that Paul Scholes, for example, off the pitch, he was quiet, man. All his teammates used to say he's really quiet, but on the pitch, mate, he was flying to challenges. He was loud, And I think it's just that switch, bro.
Yeah, yeah. That's wow. That's interesting. Do you know anybody like that? Do you know anybody like that where like off the pitch because you play with a lot of players where
Yeah,
like off the pitch they're literally
yeah.
like so quiet, but like on the pitch, even training, whatever, you're like, bro, you're a different guy right now.
Yeah.
Like,
To be fair, I had a teammate in Cyprus off the pitch, most quiet guy you'd ever meet. Does his own thing, doesn't bother anyone. On the pitch, he's a different player, man. You just see him. He's flying into challenges. He's shouting at all the players. Like he's
yeah,
commanding. He's like a leader on the pitch. But like
yeah,
I think that's his switch.
yeah.
And some players are able to do that. Some players are just they're just themselves off the pitch and on the pitch. But yeah, it's up to the player.
Love that. Love that. So what we're gonna do now is I have some rapid fire questions for you.
Okay, cool.
And before we get to that, I do want to touch on something. Just because it's two things actually, because December, we're nearing the end of 2021. Raw has flown by.
Yeah.
It's crazy. What would you? Because I think like your my intuition tells me you have good words for this. Like the people in general, not just footballers, yeah. Because like obviously, bro, like you played football, yeah. Like you played
Mhm.
Lithuania, Cyprus, in the UK, but you also have your own personal life. We all have like issues, things going on. The
Yeah.
people that are just struggling mentally, yeah. Maybe some people are stressed, some people have anxiety, this and that. What would you kind of tell them who are kind of just struggling day to day right now in their life, aren't motivated, are just down, maybe staying in bed a little longer than usual? Do you have a message for them or any like words of advice from maybe your own experiences or anything like that?
The one thing I'd say is things will always get better. Like there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So just know the things you love. Just keep on doing the things you love. Keep yourself busy. Like for example, if you love playing football, go outside, go train for a bit. Because for me, every time I play football, it takes my mind off any problems I'm having. Like it was always something like it was something I loved, but it was my peace as well.
Yeah,
So that's the best advice I'll give you. Just try and just lift yourself up. Be like, things are gonna get better. Like, you're gonna have the good days. It's coming, but like you have to go after it a little bit. Go out and play a little bit of football. Take your mind off it. Exercise, and yeah,
yeah.
you'll see the
Take
light in the tunnel. Yeah,
I feel like taking action just is like anytime
Yeah,
when you're like in doubt of something, like
yeah.
just taking that action just
Take
does raise
control.
you.
Exactly. Take control. No one's going to take control for you. It has to come from yourself. You have to just
Mm.
tell yourself, okay, I can do this. I'm going to go for it today, and give yourself a schedule. So, like for me, like I'd have a schedule. So I'm going to set my alarm at this time. I'm waking up at this time tomorrow. At this time, I'm going to train. After training, I'm doing this. I'm going to read a book at this time. So have a schedule, and I promise you, it'll help you so much.
Ooh, that's interesting. Just a side note, when you were you always I always ask people this because I'm actually not that great with this. Yeah,
Mm,
and I can admit that. But like when you were playing, say you did like obviously you have like team training stuff or
yeah,
like your individual training. Like,
yeah.
did you schedule things throughout the day usually?
Yeah, yeah. So for example, in Cyprus, during pre-season, we have double sessions. So we're waking up at 5 in the morning for a 6 a.m. session, and then the next session is 6 in the evening. So during them, let's say from 8 o'clock, I'll go have breakfast, for example, and then after that, I do a little bit of recovery, some foam rolling, lunchtime, have a nap. I think napping is really important as well for recovery, and people don't they underestimate it because when you sleep, like your muscles repair, and your body recovers quicker. So a nap is something I used to always do. So I'd fit a nap in, and then and then a gym session as well. So after my nap, I'd do a gym session and my prehab and my pre-activation, and then I'd go for training in the evening.
Okay, love that. Yeah, no, I think it's good for just like building habits and that and getting in
Yeah,
routines, like
exactly.
scheduling things. The other thing I was going to say is, or ask rather, what is kind of your, what is kind of your outlook, like Sam's outlook for 2022? It doesn't have to be like resolutions or anything. Like,
Mm.
do you have like a statement or like a message or like a specific like frame of mind that you want to like really carry out in 2022?
That's a good question, because I haven't really
You
thought
haven't
thought
thought
about
of it yet.
something.
It's
Nah.
not late enough in December yet.
But what I would say is just that for me, I always set myself like goals and targets every year. So it's just keep improving as a person, as a footballer, in whatever you choose to do. Just keep getting
Yeah,
better, expanding your knowledge. Just always There's always room for improvement.
yeah.
And yeah, just I'd say that just keep improving. Yeah,
Growth.
yeah, growth. Perfect. Yeah,
Growth.
growth.
Love that. All right, let's get into these these rapid fire questions. So the point of this is like I want you to kind of answer. Don't think about them too much.
Yeah.
Just answer as quick as you can.
Okay, cool.
I don't have too many of them. I think there's about 9 here. And yeah, we'll go ahead. Actually I'm going to add one more. Okay. So, ready? Are you ready, Sam?
Let's go.
Well, first one. Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh, see, for me, I'll make it as quick. I'll make it as quick as I can. See, I'm a Ronaldo fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Ronaldo fan because of the hard work he's put into what he's achieved.
Oh yeah.
But on my football brain, I know Messi's the greatest because
Yeah.
he's just another planet. He's on another planet. But for me,
Yeah.
I'm a big Ronaldo fan. Yeah.
So which one is it?
I'm sticking with Ronaldo, but Messi's.
Ronaldo. Okay. Okay. Cool. Fair enough. Okay. Then maybe the next one might not work out too well. Ronaldo 9, Brazilian Ronaldo, or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ronaldo 9.
Ronaldo 9. Oh, okay. I love that. Would you rather win the Champions League or win the World Cup?
World Cup.
World Cup. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who wins today? Who wins the match today? Arsenal, Manchester United.
Man, you, bro.
Actually, is that what your heart tells you or head?
Both.
Yep.
You know, I feel like the players, they have to impress the manager. The new manager is going to be watching.
No. Listen,
You know,
like that. Like I know people are ask me like, is this the best time or the worst time to play him? To me, it might be one of the worst times because
yeah,
you're right. Some of them players might be like, I need to fight for my spot now.
yeah.
Like new manager and that. So, would you rather score from a free kick or from a corner?
Free kick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who wins the Premier League this season?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Okay. Who wins the World Cup?
Ooh, World Cup. You know what? Let's go England.
England. Oh, it's coming home.
It's coming up.
It's coming home. Favorite food?
Favorite food? Lasagna.
Lasagna. Okay, not doner kebab.
Doner kebab, it's nice on my cheat day, but I
Yeah.
stick with lasagna. My
Okay,
mom's
okay.
lasagna is the best. So if you ever want to have some when you're in London, come and you can have some of my mom's lasagna.
I rate that. That's the next holiday, isn't it? Favorite soft drink. This might be unhealthy. And
I
on
don't
cheat
drink.
day, on
I
cheat,
don't drink.
I knew it.
I
Like
don't drink.
not, you don't even drink like Pepsi, Sprite.
No.
Love that, bro. I love that because you know what? I'm the same. I've just got my, like drink
See,
whatever amount of these a day.
this is me.
Yeah, I love that. The water bottle gang. And the last one is your go-to boots.
My go-to boots.
Yeah.
I'm a Hypervenom Nike.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I had a pair of them. These gray and orange ones with the little
Yeah.
sock on them, the Phantoms,
Yeah.
when they first come out. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, I used to be big on boots, but like looking back on it now, it's like so irrelevant. But like growing up when you're a teenager, you're like, bro, like
Yeah.
if you're a striker, you've got to wear Hypervenoms. Like
Yeah.
if you're a defender, you've got to wear Tiempos.
If you're a winger,
night.
you gotta wear Mercurials.
Yeah. It's like, mate, just go train. You're shooting. Don't worry about the boots.
Literally, yeah.
Love that. Listen, Sam, we're gonna wrap up, and listen, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for
And
having me, man.
I think there's actually a lot here to build on potentially in the future as well. So YouTube people, just let us know any questions, comments for Sam below. And Spotify people, you can all follow Sam on Instagram at sshaban10. That's SSHABAN10 on Instagram. You can follow me at Hashirkan, HASHIRCAN. And I'm kind of realizing those two rhyme a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
As Shaban, like that's mad. And actually, wasn't you said your family background from Iran?
Yeah.
Were they in the Euros? Were they in the World Cup recently?
World Cup. Yeah, we were in the World Cup.
They were in the World Cup. Weren't you the guys who gave up that goal to Messi in like the 90th minute? Was that against Iran?
Yeah, that was. To be
Oh,
fair,
bro.
I went to Russia, to watch Iran in the World Cup.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Crazy experience.
Oh, what's that guy's name from Iran? Oh, it's this really popular player. I don't know why. Dijaga? Ashkan?
Dijaga, yeah, Dijaga, yeah. Sick,
Bola.
big player. Yeah.
I love him. Him. Wonderful. Good stuff, Sam. Listen, good speaking to you, mate. And all the best to you. Everybody,
Cheers,
thank you for listening.
Nice
one, everybody, thank you for listening. And we will see you all next time. Stay effective.